we'll take a few questions from the media here. Yes.
Governor, can you address the reports that you're on a short list of candidates for the VP job that the Harris campaign has reached out to vet?
Let me say this. Vice President Harris is an extraordinary nominee for our party, and she will be the 47th President of the United States, and I'm going to work my tail off for her. The Vice President now has an incredibly important and deeply personal decision to make, similar to the decision that then candidate Biden made when he chose her to be his running mate, a decision on who's best to partner, who's best to help lead the country forward, who's best to campaign with to ensure that we defeat Donald Trump and his extremism. The Vice President Harris, should make that decision free from any political pressure. It is her decision to make. She'll make it on the timeline that she so chooses, and she will, I assume, like she does every decision she makes, make it in the best interests of the American people.
Governor, you are on a short list. Can you tell us what it's like for you and your family to be there? I know we don't know what she's going to
I don't know what list I'm on. I'm just here at Shippensburg celebrating the incredible, I'm going to take my coat off because I feel like I'm going to be stuck up here for a while, and it's getting warm. You know, I'm here celebrating the important work that we've done, the way that we have brought Democrats and Republicans together to accomplish something really meaningful, something that for 30 years the Commonwealth hasn't been able to do. So to answer your question, I'm focused on doing my work. I'm focused on the political task at hand, which is to defeat Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump brings chaos to everything he does. Think about it. I was Attorney General when he was president before. I spent more time with my team in court trying to protect people's rights because Donald Trump was trying to rip them away. Sadly, he was successful. He ripped away the rights of millions of women to be able to make decisions over their own body. And by the way, if he's returned to the White House, I'm sure he and Vance will try and pass a national ban. That's dangerous. Donald Trump has said he wants to take away health care from 1.2 million Pennsylvanians. He favors less freedom, not more. Kamala Harris, you know, I've known her 20 years, just about 20 years. She is tough as nails. She doesn't suffer fools. Like me, she's been a prosecutor. She stood up for the rule of law, and she has always stood for the people. Donald Trump has spent a career screwing over people, and I'm going to do everything in my power as the governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to stand up to his extremism and to deny him the keys to the White House once again. I'm focused on doing my work. I'm here doing it, and that's all I'm focused on. Yes.
Complete your term.
Okay.
Have you received or submitted any vetting materials to the Harris?
I have not.
Governor Shapiro, you say that Kamala Harris is definitely bringing a lot to the top of that ticket. Regardless of you, what does she need to be looking for in a vice president to win over the majority of Americans for November?
That's a deeply personal decision for her to make. Listen, she went through that process with then candidate Biden. She has done that job incredibly well. She has served honorably as vice president, and she is absolutely ready to serve as president today, tomorrow, and well into the future. She will make a determination as to what she needs next to her, by her side, working with her every day to stand up for the American people and support them.
Governor.
Do you have any comment on Secret Service Director Kimberly Sheetal stepping down today?
I heard the news that she stepped down. It's the right thing to do. I mean, there were obviously incredible failures at the farm show in Butler. There are many investigations going on, and those investigations need to unearth where those failures were so that any protectee is ensured the absolute top level of protection going forward. That was a failure in Butler. Thank God the former president was not assassinated. Sadly, we lost one Pennsylvanian, Corey Comprador, who was an extraordinary man, someone I've gotten to know now through his wife and his daughters. I feel privileged that they have shared with me so much about the wonderful life he lived as a firefighter, as a churchgoer, as a community activist, and yes, as an avid supporter of the former president. Corey was engaged in civic life. That's a good thing. We should all be engaged in civic life. And of course, we continue to pray for the 2 Pennsylvanians who were wounded that day, who were in critical condition and now understand in more stable condition. What happened in Butler was an absolute failure, and there needs to be answers as to what went wrong, and I think her resignation is an important step in that process.
Governor, for clarification on her question, did you say that no paperwork has been submitted to vet you as a vice presidential
Correct.
candidate? There's reporting out there that suggests otherwise, and that's why I'm asking.
I just answered you, yeah.
Okay. So you weren't asked to submit paperwork?
How many times are we going to ask the same question? I was not asked, and I have not submitted paperwork.
Okay.
Does that answer your question clearly?
That question. And then regards to what you were talking
Y'all can jump in here anytime you want here. Come on, Dr. Shaw. Yes?
With regard to your comments that you made about getting stuff done, there was an ad that ran in the Washington Post as well as one that ran in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel by the Commonwealth Foundation saying that you are the anti-GSD governor, and just wanted to let you respond to that.
Oh, come on. Those folks have spent years and millions of dollars attacking me. They don't really have any credibility. Look, let's examine our record. I am literally the only governor in the nation with a divided legislature. And even with that, we've been able to pass historic criminal justice reform. Even with that, we've been able to now successfully pass 2 budgets that invest in public education at historic levels, that invest in public safety at historic levels, that finally put us on the map on economic development for the first time really in generations. We have managed, despite the political noise out there, to bring Democrats and Republicans together to get meaningful stuff done. I think literally last week I must have signed close to 30 bills into law, the product of bipartisan compromise. I'm going to continue to do my job, bringing people together to get stuff done and ignoring the noise of partisans who seek to only inject more division into our conversations.
On the eve of this event, talking about a new chapter for higher education, the chancellor of the state system, of course, announced he's stepping down.
Yeah.
What should we make of that, and is that a setback to this new
No,
project?
I think it is a personal decision for Dan. He's done an outstanding job. We are grateful for his service. I'll have more to say about his service as we approach his retirement. I have all the confidence in the world that Cindy Shapiro will put together a process, and I believe it will be a national search process to bring in a new chancellor to lead us forward. But I'm really grateful to Dan for his leadership. He's done a really nice job.
Governor, did the new State Board of Higher Ed accomplish what you wanted to get done?
It sure did. It creates a level of coordination between the colleges and universities. It allows us to share data. It allows us to put a better product out there for students, to learn from one another, to not have our institutions competing with one another, but rather working collaboratively. This was both a collaborative process in the legislature to find the best ideas, and now I think we have the opportunity for great collaboration with our higher ed institutions going forward. Thank you all for being with us today at SHIP, okay? Thank you, everybody.